Good morning. Today I am going to share with you how I get my wavy loose curls that I pretty much wear every day. I'm not a beauty blogger and I'm not a stylist. I'm not very good with my hair, but I have had numerous requests on how I get my loose curls. Now, I know a lot of people use the straighteners to get their curls, and I can always do one side, but I can never do the other. I just can't get the technique down. So I'm going to share with you how I do my loose curls. Now, as you can see, I blow and dried my hair just normal, as if I was going to leave it straight. I have quite frizzy hair, as you can see, so that's my secret. And I've put no product on it yet. I don't like to put a lot of product on my hair. I probably should with the amount of hair and how thick and frizzy it is, but I always don't like the greasy look and I like to wear it for a few days, so I try to use as minimal as possible. Today I will be using a little clip to hold my layers up. I like to use a little comb that has a point at the end to do my splits, because I split it into sections to do each layer. I also use my Wella Professional hairspray. You can use anything you like. It's just a brand I'm using at the moment. I like to try a bunch of different ones. And my handy dandy magical Remington wand. Now, I got this at Boots. I think it was 20 quid about 5 years ago. They have all different kinds and different brands. I don't think you have to spend a lot on them. I know straighteners can be quite expensive, so it's nice to have these little tools, cheap and that last, and get you the look that you want. So I'm going to go ahead and I usually split my hair into 3 sections. So I get one section down first. If you have really thin hair, you might not need to do as many layers. I have really thick hair. I probably should do more than 3, but I get a bit lazy. So I've just divided it up with my fingers along here. You can also use your comb, as I said. And then I split it in half so that I get all the hair from my back. So I make sure I get it all curled. And then I start curling. What I do is I start with a little piece like this, probably about 1 inch thick. Depends on the type of curl you want. If you want really, really big curls, you can grab bigger chunks, but just be more aware that they'll probably fall out faster. I like to give it a little spray because I do have thick frizzy hair to hold in the curl before I curl it. Now you're going to take your wand. This is the magic part. On your left side, always roll out, and on your right side, always roll out that way, so that your curls are always going away from your face. If you curl into your face, then you hide your pretty face and no one can see it. So I stick the wand under the hair at the top, and then I grasp with this hand and I pull around, and then I trade back into this hand and I keep going around, so that by the time I get to the bottom, the top has been already curling for a bit, because the bottom of your hair tends to curl faster. And I keep it down at the bottom because it's thicker. I like the bigger curls. And I count to about 5, maybe more, depending on how dry my hair is. In winter, I have to leave it a bit longer. And then I just let go. And you get this nice curl. Now, don't touch it. I know it's a bit tighter than you want it, but it will fall out. So you got to let the heat come out of it first. So then I just keep going all the way around my hair. I split it. Excuse me, I have a cold. And I spray and kind of wipe it down so it gets through the hair. And I just tuck it under and wrap it around. Tuck it under and wrap it around. All the way to the very end. Now I think it comes with a glove so that you don't burn your fingers, and you will burn your fingers the first few times, I promise you. But you can use your comb too to keep it down at the end so you don't burn your fingers. You will get used to it, and it's so much easier without the glove. I think the gloves are quite big because I have small hands and they get bulky, and then I don't get to grasp the hair as easily. So we just spray, wipe it all down so the spray gets through the strand of hair that you've picked, tuck it under, make sure you're not going on top, and wrap around, trade. I do like a tweezer like with my fingers, wrap it around there, tweezers. Tuck it under. It's all about just getting used to placing it. Now I tuck just the little end, not on the burner because you'll burn your finger, right at the bottom. Your ends really don't need much heat because they're the oldest part of your hair, so they curl quickly because they're more dry and more dead. That's not even a word, but that's what they say. So I just tuck it there. It doesn't even need to touch the hot part, so then you're not burning your hand. And let go. Excuse me. Last piece. Spray, wipe, wand under, and wrap. Use your comb, push it down a bit so it stays at the big butt. If you like really tight curls, you can do it more at the top with the pointy bit. I actually been trying to find a wand that's a bit thicker, but I haven't been able to yet because I do like the Kardashian big curls and I'm not very good with curlers. So I'm just going to do, see how I curled all those out? I'm going to spray them while they're hot and just let them set, leave them alone. Don't run your hands through them yet. Don't run your comb through them yet. You need to let them cool off and let all the heat escape. I'm just going to do the other side and show you. It's the same technique, just curling the opposite way. So spray, wipe, stick under your hair and pass to your fingers. I don't know if you can see that. I just wrap it around. Pinch it, tuck it, pinch it back, and keep going. And I find it really easy. And then tuck it and I hold it with my thumb. I find it a lot easier to hold the entire wand with these 3 fingers and just use your pinchers. That way you don't burn yourself. I've burnt myself far too many times and finally figured out how to hold it. I'll just show you it up close to see if I can zoom in for you. My technique of holding the wand, because it really does help. A lot of people feel awkward with the wand and that's why they feel like they can't do it. But so I hold it with hair with these 2 fingers and the wand with the bottom 3. So I wrap it and you can see right there, I pass it to my 2 fingers and hold the one with these 3 and wrap it back around. Again, pinch it, pass it through, pinch it on the other side. So those 3 fingers are holding the wand and the 2 fingers are holding the hair. And then I just hold it right there. See, it's not even on the hot part. Your ends don't need heat. And hold it for a few seconds. And you get gorgeous curls. I'm just going to finish this side. And I'll show you when we've got all the curls done and they've cooled off and have been sprayed and set. Oops, see, that happens a lot. If I let go of the end, just rewrap it, the heat will just re-curl it. It's no big deal. You use your handy brush, pull it down if it gets too high. And you can tell I'm not waiting very long. I don't like a lot of heat in my hair. I don't like to burn my hair. So I probably count no more than 5 seconds. If you have really thin hair, you might need a little bit longer because it tends to fall out more. It doesn't hold the curl as hard, so you might need a little bit more hairspray as well. Some people if you like to spray it while it's on the curl, and then after, it's just all your personal preference, and you know your hair, so you know what's best for it. So I've done the first layer. I've curled them both outwards. And now I'm just going to do the next layer the same exact way. I just go to my crown. So I started at my eyes and went around. And now I'm going to start in the middle of my forehead and just wrap around to do my section. And like I said, you might need more layers. You might need less layers depending on how long your hair is, how thick your hair is. And then I divide it down the middle and I pull it forward. Don't worry about messing up your other curls. They've pretty much cooled off now and are set. And we just start the next layer. Now we're just going to do the final layer, the top layer. Now I pull it down and I make sure my part's exactly where I want it. So I use my comb again. I brush the back from the middle of my crown so that it's all even, because you don't want that even split in the back of your head because you've been splitting it the whole time. So just brush it down just a little bit. Now this is a personal preference. Lots of people like the curls to start right at the top and be all really curly. I prefer the more straight look and then start loosely curly. So for the top layer, I don't curl as high. So I start down lower, so I'll show you what I mean. So again, I still have the split, so I have to make sure the back doesn't split down the middle at the top layer, because then that looks funny. So I start with the back, and see I've brushed it back that way from the middle of my crown, and all this needs to be curled. So I just split it in two. So I split it in two, but I'm not going to pull it forward. I'm going to turn my head sideways. I'm going to curl this one the same way I curled this side, and I'm going to curl this one the same way backwards, so away from your face, as I curled the other side. So it still matches, but you won't have that split right down the middle of your head, I promise you. Now don't go as high because it is the top, so I start curling at the bottom, and I keep about 5 inches from the crown of my head not curled for the last layer. So use your comb, keep it still down there, but see, I don't curl it as high as I did the other layers because you'll want that nice straight look afterwards. So I did that. Now we'll do the other one. Just kind of get feel for it. I mean, the beauty of this is you can't go wrong. You can curl a few strands the wrong way and recurl if you need, or not. Again, I start away from my head. Don't curl close. Keep that straight 5 inches from the head. Straight. So I kind of hold the wand away from my head so it doesn't make me want to curl it more. There we go. And then I leave those to set and I curl my front. All right. So we just give it a nice spray, let them cool a bit. Like I said, it will be tighter than you want at first, or if you like this look, you can leave it. Just spray it really good. I just give a feel, make sure I didn't forget any like that. Sometimes you can instantly feel a straight strand, I promise, or you can use a mirror and look. I've usually got 2 tops running around my ankles, so I don't have time to go get the other mirror and look in the bathroom, so I just kind of give it a feel and hope for the best. Now that it's all curled and cooling down, you can feel it. If you touch it, it's still a bit warm on that side. We'll leave them a bit. And you've sprayed everything. I take that handy dandy comb, because you're still going to get splits from where you've split it to curl it. And I take it from the top and I just brush it straight and stop where the curls stop. So you brush it straight and stop where the curls stop. That gives you that nice smooth texture and straight top and mixes those curls really nicely. So it blends it all together. And then I spray the straight parts. Just take your hands and smooth all your wispies. I have really frizzy hair, as I've said before, so I have a lot of flyaways. So if you have thin hair, you might not need that extra step. If you have more frizzy hair, that's not even a word, sorry. If you have thicker hair than I do, or more coarse hair, you might want to try a styling mousse before you dry it, and then do your whole hair, and then just use some either hairspray or the hair wax to bring your flyaways down. Okay, so it's curled, or it's cooled quite a bit, and it's all curly, so if you like this tight look, you can leave it like that. Or what I do is I take my handy dandy pokey side of my comb, and I literally just put my pokey part right on alongside my head, and it pulls those curls apart. I like the more relaxed, hands run through your hair type look. And then in the back, give it 1 or 2 pulls, flatten it, You can even run your hands through it. And again, it's still quite curly, but within an hour, it'll be that nice, soft, everyday look. I just spray it one more time. And now, I got these loose curls. And this is my everyday loose curl look. I will just give you a twirl. Hoping the back's good, because I haven't seen it yet. So you're the first to see it. And I hope you like my tutorial on how to get loose curls and an everyday look with using a style wand. Thanks, and talk to you soon.